Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Mokar Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to you Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson for In the News on September 20th, 2022 at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on this Tuesday afternoon. And this is a news article from market.businessinsider.com. This was published by Brian Evans on September 20th, 2022 at 4:06 p.m. And the highlight of this news article reads, Dow Jones slides negative 300 points, which is 329 points of an article that I was looking at just a minute ago. It went from 300 to 329 as the investors brace for a rate hike decision from the Federal Reserve, right? Because I believe the Federal Reserve meeting is coming up very soon for this week, and they're gonna see if they're gonna make an announcement of a federal tax hike increase due to the inflation. And reading this that was just a let's see. I think that was. Go back to an article. Let's see. I think this is a recent one right here. It says major average close about lower of 1% at yields raised ahead of a federal rate decision. The Federal Reserve begins a two-day policy meeting Tuesday, where central bankers are expected to announce a 0.5% point rate hike Wednesday. It says the stocks tumbled on Tuesday, the sell-off on Wall Street mounting and investors bracing for another large rate hike due out Wednesday from the Federal Reserve. The Dow Jones Industrial sheds 313.45 points, or 1.1%, to settle a 30,706.23 points, in a decreasing rate, because that was 31,000. Now it went down to 30,000 because they had like a good solid gain yesterday. Now a new day later, the gains falls down as the market decrease as of today. And the S&P 500 slid 1.13% to 3,855 to 93, and the Nasdaq Composite slumped 0.95% to 11,425, 5%. It says the Federal Open Markets Committee begins its two-day policy meeting on Tuesday, where the central bankers are expected to announce a 0.75% point rate hike on Wednesday. Stocks has slumped in recent weeks in comment from Federal Chair Jeremy Powell and an unexpected hot October consumer prices index reported, causing traders to prepare for a even higher rate until inflation cools, which the inflation is not going to cool anytime soon. Even if they said that, even if the economy is on the line of declining, because they want to get the inflation to decrease, even if it meant the economy decreasing. It says rates march higher as equities fell, with the yield on 2-year Treasury noted notching a fresh high date back in late 2007. The yield on a 10-year Treasury reached 3.59%, levels not seen since 2011. The move higher in the 10-year is likely to contribute to the turmoil of the equity markets on Tuesday, said Crescent Capital Jack Umberland. Investors had pretty will digest a 75 base hike tomorrow, but perhaps there's some concern that the rhetoric at the press conference will be still extremely hawkish. He said traders are keeping an eye on the central bank projections coming out of the meeting in the attempt to gauge how much further interest rates may arise and what it means for the economy. Meanwhile, Ford shares slump as announcing that the supply chain issues would cost an extra $1 billion in the third quarter. In other economic news, housing market data released today shows an unexpected jump in starts for August, although building permits saw the biggest decline since April 2020. Tuesday moves following a choppy trading session that saw stocks in the afternoon and snap a 2-game losing streak. So as the Federal Reserve had this 2-day policy meeting as of today, I believe Monday and Tuesday. Now this is the second day they having a 2-day policy meeting, and they wait for the reports of the the inflation, I believe, and they're gonna make their decision if they're gonna increase the federal tax hike as the economy continues to slip, as inflation rates continues to go up. That shows you another continuing sign of modern day Babylon is definitely falling economically, So with that, I hope this quick sit-down lesson was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushua Ba'ashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And before I close out the sit-down lesson on this September 20th, 2022, at 3:39 p.m. Central Standard Time, as mentioned before, as showing another sign that the markets continue to crash. And there's going to be times where they're going to have good gains and days where they're going to have not so good gains as well too. As you have right here, the Federal Reserve, they on their 2-day policy meeting of a potential increase of the federal tax hikes as they continue to ease the inflations, even if it meant for the economy to decline a little bit, because that's their main priority. of trying to ease the inflation and cool the inflation, which is highly unlikely because the inflation is going to consistently goes up. The consumer spending is going to continue going up, and the price of living and everything is going to continue to goes up as well too. And oil production is going to continue to goes up, and the consumer spending that is going to go up as well too, along with the inflation. And so with that, I would say shalom and a bubble ball.